My name is TJ, and I'm an atheist because there aren't very many scientific facts to prove what the Christian Bible says there is.
Over 500 American rabbis and cantors have released a letter written to Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, asking him not to build settlements in the contested E1 area of the West Bank. The letter states that building these settlements would be the final blow to any hope of a two-state solution over the disputed area. The authors of the letter say that building on this part of the West Bank would violate commitments Israel has made to other countries, including the United States. These countries have discouraged Israel from completing its plans, but a spokesman from the Israeli embassy in Washington said that the building is in an area that will remain part of Israel in a future peace agreement with the Palestinians, and will in no way prevent the emergence of a territorially viable Palestinian state. The letter was sponsored by a number of American organizations, including Rabbis for Human Rights North America, J Street, and Americans for Peace Now. The issue of whether Muslim women have the inalienable right to wear face-covering scarves known as niqab has once again been examined in a Canadian court. Previous cases have resulted in a ban of such coverings at citizenship ceremonies and in giving government workers broad discretion to refuse service when dealing with women wearing face-covering scarves. This most recent case examined the question of whether women can wear the niqab while testifying in court. The Canadian Supreme Court was scrutinizing an appeal made by an alleged rape victim who had been refused the right to testify in a niqab by a judge in a preliminary inquiry. The initial appeal was rejected. However, the decision resulted in new guidelines for future instances. In a 4-3 decision, the justices gave broad discretion to judges, but insisted that they consider the effect of discouraging witnesses weighed against the question of how a covered face would affect the witness's credibility, among other things. According to a recent article in the New York Times, modern technology may have brought about a rapid deterioration of interest in centuries-old Buddhist traditions in Thailand. In 1980, the Thai government began keeping official records of the religious population. At that time, the number of monks and novices relative to the general population was 11 in 1,000. Today, that number is only 5 per 1,000. Experts attribute the change to affluence and modernization, noting that with a much higher poverty rate, monasteries in neighboring Myanmar are full to overflowing. In the past, Thai novices would spend months in monastery as part of an essential step to adulthood. Today, boys often spend a week at best in religious instruction. According to one of the country's most respected monks, Fra Paisan Vizalo, consumerism is now the Thai religion. In the past, people went to temple on every holy day. Now they go to shopping malls. As a result of this shifting paradigm, monks who formerly served as sounding boards and spiritual leaders have been relegated to mere ceremonial roles, such as overseeing wedding ceremonies and funerals. Genesis chapter 9 verse 4 reads, "But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not take in." Because of this verse and others like it, as well as the many biblical verses discussing the use of blood for atonement and sacrifice, Jehovah's Witnesses adopted a doctrine banning blood transfusions in 1945. For years, this has been an area of contention between witness parents, hospital administrators, and children's service organizations, often resulting in charges of neglect on the part of parents who refuse to allow their sick children to be transfused. However, these issues are subsiding due to recent policy changes in several Canadian hospitals, which cater to minor patients, such as Toronto's Sick Kids Hospital, McMaster Children's Hospital in Hamilton, Ontario, and Montreal Children's Hospital. The solution seems to be as simple as making assurances to parents that transfusions and other allogenic blood transplant projects, such as platelets and plasma, will be avoided in favor of bloodless techniques unless transfusion becomes absolutely necessary. Quoting Rebecca Bruni, bioethicist at Sick Kids Hospital, "What is beautiful about this is that it's a symbolic way of embodying respect and dignity, and when we do this, we don't need to call children's age, which can be messy and ugly."